Hi everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Lavanya and I'm a qualified chartered accountant. To give you some background about myself, I qualified all my CA levels in the first attempt and also hold a CA foundation. In this video, what I am going to be addressing is, what are like some tips that you can use to be more productive during your exam. While I might be taking examples of my CA final exam, this is honestly applicable for, whatever level of your exam you're in, and be it CA exams or, any other competitive exams, be it your board exams, whatever level you're in, it is honestly applicable to everybody. These are universal tips that, I think I've just learned over the years, and I just wish somebody had told me earlier, and things that I wish I had found out earlier, because I think it would have made my life much, much, much easier. The first thing I would say is, during your exam leave, ensure that you make a schedule. I don't mean a schedule that says that, oh, this to this time is my sleep time, this to this time is my lunch break, this to this time I'm going to be going to the washroom. It does not have to be that strict of a schedule. If that works for you, good, great. But it just has to be like, okay, what is going to be like, how is your day going to look like? You need to have a rough idea of what you're going to achieve in that day. And personally, I'm really against this whole thing of, you must have 8 hours of studying in a day. Oh, I studied 12 hours a day during my exams. Because I don't think your function of how much time you spend is directly correlated to your function of. So I from the school of thought where I believe that you need to make a schedule which tells you, what are your goals for the day? What portions are you going to complete, right? What is it that you are going to cover in this particular day? What is your agenda for the day? So you need to have a rough schedule for that. Like for me, during my CA final, which is my most recent competitive exam at least, I ran a rough plan as to, what I wanted to complete in that particular week or, in the next couple of days. And I just structured my schedule around that. So some days I would maybe study for 45 minutes, and some days like it would be 6, 7 hours, but I would never count it because my objective was not to count how many hours I was studying. My objective was to actually finish the portions in the most effective manner and, study in the most effective. The first thing that I would say is make that schedule, make a schedule that suits you. It does not have to be waking up at 5 a.m. and, slogging away. That might work for you, yes. But you need to find out what is your rhythm. To give you my example, my rhythm was I would sleep at maybe 1 a.m. at night, wake up at around 8 a.m., get a workout in and, have my breakfast, etc. and all that. And then my day would start only by 10:30. And, then again, there would be a break for lunch, like, if I wanted to have a power nap. And then again in the evening between 5 to 8, it will be working out, dinner, walks. So, and then I would actually sit down to study only post 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock till 1 a.m. And that would be the time where I would want to do practical subjects. And I realized that that's what works for me. And that does not have to work for everybody. And that does not have to be everybody else's schedule. And, it might sound psychotic to some other people, but that was my schedule and that worked for me. So I would say make a schedule for yourself. Find out, what are the times that when you feel you are most productive. Are you an early bird? Are you a night owl? Do you do better if you solve practical sums during the day and, read at night? What works for you? Find that out. Find your rhythm because you need to sustain it, right? Maybe you will wake up at 5 a.m. one day, 2 day, and you might just hate it. You will hate yourself if you don't wake up on time. Find what is natural for you and, do that. The second thing I would go to say is this exam leave of yours, right, is not to study the portions and, understand it and have the best knowledge of it. This exam leave is a leave for your exams. You need to study from an exam perspective, and your preparation needs to be from an exam perspective. And I keep reiterating this that you need to study from what is the examiner's perspective. But at the end of the day, you want to do the best in your competitive exam, right? And knowledge at that point for that leave is secondary. So you need to, solve as many papers as you can, find historical patterns and trends, see what is the most likely thing coming, see, and analyze your portions accordingly. From a CA perspective, what I had done was I had gone through all my previous year papers, RTPs, MTPs, and, marked it all in my textbook. And I knew that okay, this is where these are the important portions that maybe the institute thinks. I knew that, amendments would be focused on, so I ensured I focused on that. So I was studying completely from an exam point of view. I wanted to maximize the amount of marks, and you guys can go ahead and, see subject specific videos. I've broken down how I study each subject, and, that'll help you. But that is something that is covered there. But you need to have that mindset where you are studying from an exam perspective, right? So your studying needs to reflect. Now, the third thing that I'm going to say is an extension of this is you need to solve questions. You can read the entire textbook, by heart the entire textbook, but if you do not know what kind of questions are coming in your paper, you will not be able to attempt those questions. You might have the best of the knowledge, and if I ask you today, you will know everything that you need to know about the subject. But when it comes to that question paper, if you do not know what are the types of questions, that are being asked there, then you're not going to be able to do as well as you could if you did know that. So ensure that that is something you're actively focusing on. Now, the fourth thing is the importance of things that de-stress your mind, right? Ensure that those are things that are incorporated. Ensure that you're exercising. Ensure that you may be going for walks, whatever your form of workout is. Maybe it is playing the sport, maybe it is running, maybe it is dancing. So find out what is it, some kind of physical activity that de-stresses you. We tend to be very, very sedentary during our exam leaves and, just sit in one place surrounded by books. And there are a lot of studies confirming that you feel good once you exercise. And at least for me, it unclogs my mind and makes me feel much better. Ensure you have some form of exercise incorporated, whatever that may be, at least for 30 to 45 minutes in the day, just so you have an idea of your mental stability and what you are doing. That was me something, exercise is something I think saved me a lot of the times and really helped me. And I wrote that everybody should incorporate it. Now, the fifth and the last thing is again on the mental health spectrum is take breaks. Do not guilt trip yourself if you're taking a break, right? Because if your brain is healthy and, if you feel healthy is when you're the most productive. You can sit for 8 hours and not understand anything of that what you're studying, and you can sit for 15 minutes and know everything. It really depends on, how well you're doing mentally. So ensure to do that. Ensure you're taking your breaks and don't guilt trip yourself about it, right? So these were some of the tips that, I would give you from my personal experience, limited experience, and, things that you can incorporate in your exam need to make them much more efficient, to make yourself much more efficient and make life much more easier for you. I hope this really helps you. And there are other videos on this channel that, you can refer if you want subject-wise strategies, things like that. But this would be where I would like to end this video. Thank you.
Right.